Ever looked up at the sky and seen a plane soaring overhead? It's something we take for granted. But have you ever stopped to think about how these incredible machines completely reshaped our world? From the very first flight to the jumbo jets that crisscross the globe today, airplanes aren't just vehicles. They're time machines, world shrinkers, and history makers. Today, we're going to count down some of the most influential planes that literally changed the course of human history. Let's start at the beginning, where it all began. December 17, 1903. Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The Wright Flyer. It wasn't sleek, it wasn't fast, and its first flight lasted just 12 seconds, covering a distance shorter than the wingspan of a modern Boeing 747. But in those 12 seconds, Orville and Wilbur Wright did the impossible. They achieved sustained, controlled, powered flight. The Flyer proved that humanity could conquer the skies. Every single aircraft that followed owes its existence to this fragile-looking machine of wood, wire, and cloth. It was the spark that ignited the aviation revolution. Just a few years later, the world was at war, and aviation evolved at a terrifying pace. Enter the Fokker Eindecker. Introduced in 1915, this German monoplane wasn't the fastest or most agile, but it had a revolutionary secret weapon, the synchronizer gear. This device allowed a machine gun to fire forward through the propeller arc without shooting the blades off. For the first time, a pilot could simply aim the entire aircraft at an enemy to shoot. It turned the airplane into a true weapon of war and established the classic dogfighting tactics that would define aerial combat for decades. The Eindecker's reign of terror, known as the Fokker Scourge, forced the Allies to innovate, kick-starting an aerial arms race that has never really stopped. After the Great War, aviation turned towards a new frontier: commercial travel. Then came another global conflict, World War II, which spurred another massive leap in aviation technology. And no plane represents that leap better than the North American P-51 Mustang. Initially an average fighter, the Mustang was transformed into a legend when it was fitted with the British Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. Suddenly, it could fly higher and faster than almost any other plane. Its incredible range allowed it to escort Allied bombers all the way to Berlin and back, a feat no other fighter could manage. This protection decimated the German Luftwaffe and was a critical factor in winning the air war over Europe. The Mustang became the ultimate symbol of Allied air power. As the war ended, a new era was dawning, the jet age. And the plane that heralded this new age was the de Havilland Comet. In 1952, the Comet became the world's first commercial jetliner. It was a vision of the future, flying higher and faster than any propeller plane, offering a smooth, quiet ride above the weather. Passengers were amazed. It was like stepping into a science fiction novel. Sadly, the Comet's story is also a tragic one. A series of disastrous in-flight breakups due to metal fatigue from its square windows grounded the fleet. But the lessons learned from the Comet's failures were invaluable. They taught engineers about the brutal stresses of high-altitude flight and pressurization, making every subsequent jetliner safer. Building on those lessons, a new icon emerged: the Boeing 707. While not the first jetliner, the 707 was the first to be truly successful and commercially viable on a massive scale. When Pan Am inaugurated its transatlantic 707 service in 1958, it cut the travel time from New York to Paris in half. This was the plane that truly kicked off the jet age for the public. It made international travel fast, glamorous, and increasingly accessible. The 707 shrunk the Atlantic Ocean from a week-long sea voyage into an afternoon trip, connecting continents and cultures like never before. The world suddenly felt a whole lot smaller, but Boeing wasn't done. They wanted to go bigger, much bigger. In 1969, they unveiled the Boeing 747, the jumbo jet. With its distinctive hump and massive size, the 747 was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. It could carry more than twice as many passengers as the 707. This sheer scale created an economy of scale, driving down ticket prices and opening up international travel to the middle class. The Queen of the Skies democratized air travel. Suddenly, a vacation across the ocean wasn't just a dream for the wealthy. It was a possibility for millions. For over 50 years, the 747 was the undisputed symbol of long-haul travel. While passengers were flying in jumbos, military aviation was pushing the boundaries of speed. And nothing pushed those boundaries quite like the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. This was a spy plane straight out of a comic book. Operational from the 1960s, The SR-71 could fly at over Mach 3, more than 3 times the speed of sound, and at altitudes over 85,000 feet. It flew so fast and so high that if an enemy fired a missile at it, the standard evasive procedure was simply to accelerate. No SR-71 was ever shot down. It was a marvel of engineering, built from titanium and designed to leak fuel on the ground because it only sealed up once it heated up at high speed. The Blackbird represents the absolute pinnacle of speed and Cold War-era technological supremacy. Of course, speed wasn't the only goal. How about breaking the sound barrier for passengers? That was the dream of the Concorde. This Anglo-French marvel was the world's first and only successful supersonic passenger jet. Flying at twice the speed of sound, Concorde could whisk 100 passengers from London to New York in under 3.5 hours. It was the epitome of luxury, speed, and exclusivity. Flying on Concorde was like time travel, arriving before you technically left, thanks to the time difference. While it was never a commercial success due to high operating costs and sonic boom restrictions, Concorde was a stunning technological achievement and a symbol of a future that almost was. Finally, we arrive at a plane that represents the modern era of aviation. The Airbus A320. Now you might be thinking, the A320? It's so common, and that's exactly the point. Introduced in the late 1980s, the A320 was revolutionary because of what was inside the cockpit. It pioneered fly-by-wire technology in a commercial airliner. Instead of direct mechanical linkages, the pilot's inputs are sent to a computer, which then moves the control surfaces. This made the plane more efficient, safer, and easier to fly. The A320 family became one of the best-selling airliners in history, forming the backbone of short to medium-haul fleets for airlines all over the world. If you've flown in the last 20 years, you've almost certainly been on an A320 or one of its direct competitors that adopted similar technology. It's the unsung hero that makes modern, everyday air travel possible. From a 12-second hop to supersonic travel and the digital cockpits of today, these planes didn't just carry people. They carried ideas, connected economies, and changed the very fabric of our society. They are a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless desire to go faster, fly higher, and bring our world closer together. What do you think? Did I miss any of your favorites? Let me know down in the comments which plane you think had the biggest impact on the world. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this trip through aviation history, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos. See you in the next one.